Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 3 of the 7 strategies to get through the COVID crisis in 2021. This series of video episodes is brought to you exclusively by Afin Bank. So in the first episode, we covered the 5 mega trends of this crisis, the impact on the business. In episode 2, we talked about how to build financial resilience, how to get control of your cash flow, how to build reserves, and then to invest wisely, of course. And we know that one of the top 5 reasons why businesses fail is because of poor cash flow and poor budgeting. So if you haven't reviewed those 2 episodes, I suggest you go back and review them. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how to build team and organizational resilience. So let's get started. Building, supporting, and keeping the team positive, strong, and confident in these challenging times. Would that be important? Yeah, I'm sure it is. So, work from home is here to stay, whether we like it or not. Even with the what you call the vaccine and all that, there's still going to be some time before everything goes back to normal. It won't be the same normal, it'll be a new normal. So work from home is here to stay. So here you see this lady working from home, and obviously when you're at home, you have some distractions, no? So we may think that distractions are the biggest challenge in work from home, but this is not true. So this is a piece of research done on remote working, and distractions at home are only 12%, number 4 in the ranking. The top one is actually how to collaborate and communicate better with your team. And also 20% of people feel lonely when they're at home because they miss their colleagues, they miss their friends, they miss their office work staff, So loneliness can be a big challenge. That's actually number 1. Number 1 is 2. Both collaboration, communication, and loneliness, they rank together at number 1. And number 3 is actually not being able to unplug. So when you're at home, there's no physical division between office and home, So you think you're at work all the time. So that's another challenge. So how do we get our team to work through this and get past this? Well, first of all, we have to reset some expectations and offer flexibility. Of course, we have to make sure that they have got good internet connection and all that. But offer flexibility, because one of your team members might say, boss, since I'm working from home, I save time having to travel to office, but I have to look after my 2 young ones. Is it okay if I start my work at 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock, so that I can get them all settled for their online schooling and all that, So be a bit flexible. If someone says they want to work a bit later, but start a bit later, or work a bit earlier and finish at 4:30 so that they can go and cook for their family, be a bit flexible, So things like this are important. Of course, you want to establish some structure in the day. So depending on the colleagues that you have, the team that you have, it could be a simple check-in call midday or end of the day, or it could be a text message, or it could be a team call. So, sometimes it's good to have a team call maybe at 10 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever suits you, So that's how you keep in touch and manage things and continue to ensure productivity. And you got to have multiple communication platforms. So sometimes you want to do a Zoom call, sometimes you want to do a team call, sometimes you want to have a one-to-one call, sometimes just a simple text message, sometimes the WhatsApp group chat message, sometimes it's an email, So depending on the situation. So be flexible. Now, in times like this, there's a lot of uncertainty. You look at the recent numbers, the figures are going up. It's quite scary, especially if you're in Selangor, we're in the Klang Valley, the numbers are quite scary. And even the hospitals now are having numbers of the infections. So how do we keep our team morale high in times like this? Well, there are 4 things we can do. Number 1, I reckon the most important is give recognition and appreciation for achievements where it's due. So it doesn't have to be a big thing. Doesn't it be, someone landed a $1 million contract or something, then we go and celebrate. It can be a small thing, So if someone took the initiative to get a report ready on time so that we can have a proper meeting at 12 o'clock, recognize that person for it. They went out of the way. If someone did a little initiative or contributed in some way, recognize and give appreciation. No, someone stayed back, work and work a little harder, work a little longer. Take note of that. So that's a very important thing. So some people think you just pay and pay and pay, and that's how you motivate people. That's not true. Pay normally comes in at number 4 or 5 on the list of things that motivate them. Unless you're paying below par, that's a different story, you know. But normally, recognition and appreciation are very important to the team and staying connected with them. Then support them with professional development. No, so if someone comes to you and say, "Boss, I saw this course online. It's a series of 6 classes. It's going to cost 500 ringgit. Can I have permission to go ahead and enroll that course because I think it helped me in my work?" So when someone exhibits initiative like that, you should support them. No, it could be guiding them to work. It could be, being more coaching, doing more coaching with your staff and so on, things like that. The third thing you want to do is inspire positivity and enthusiasm. So make sure that you're always upbeat. Make sure the team is always upbeat, and you can do that by having some fun. No, give some fun awards, crazy things, like best packaging. For someone who takes the trouble to dress up, even though they're working from home. On a Zoom call, you can see they actually dressed up. Call it best packaging award. No, goes to Lily this week. Or whatever. So make it fun. No, and yeah, keep the enthusiasm up. That's very important. So of course, communication is the key to all great teams. Yeah, so you want to make sure that although the team is working remotely, you want to build connections. So coffee chats. So if you can get together with them, hang out with them, have a cup of coffee. You can do a team retreat. Sometimes if it's a very strict MCO with SOPs, you can even do a team retreat, a short one, half day or 2 hour, 3 hours online. If you're not comfortable with facilitating it, find someone who can help you to facilitate. No, but these are very important. Don't neglect. No, so even though you don't have FaceTime, but make sure you build a team connection and connectivity, because the more connected your teams are, the more productive they will be. So, and use different tools. Some people like to use Zoom, some people work with Trello, some people use Monday.com. There's so many online tools, and a lot of them are free. Yeah, and make sure you communicate openly, and more important, frequently. So don't leave someone there and don't talk to them for 1 week or something. That will be terrible. Okay, so I'm going to finish off with giving you some practical tips of what you can say to build resilience in a team. So I give you 3 tips, what you can say. So good phrases to practice with heart. So sometimes things don't always go the way we want them to. So your salesperson might be facing a lot of rejections because people are not willing to spend money now, or whatever it is. Just console them, empower them, tell them you did the best, encourage them. Give them encouragement, and words, "You did your best." That is very, very encouraging, very, very supportive. So as a leader of your team, you want to give encouragement and support them as much as you can. Another phrase you can use is, "How can you do better next time?" Or "How can you do different next time?" So the word different is better than better, because you're not saying they did wrongly or they did terribly. You're saying, what can you do differently? Yeah. Or how can you do things differently next time? And the third one, of course, is, let's set a new goal, because a goal will always focus someone and always give direction and give movement and momentum. So those are some of the things you can do. So that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how you can become a resilient leader. As a leader, we need to be resilient. We need to be able to shift our thinking, our positioning, and our um, priorities, when things call for it. So how do we bounce back from adversity? And well, that will be the topic of our next episode. So stay tuned. And that's all for now.